My best friend gave me the best advice. He said, each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take the path less travelled by. That first step you take is the longest stride. If today was your last day and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you had if today was your last day. If today was your last day, would you make your mark by mending a broken heart? You know, it's not too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. So do whatever it takes, because you can't rewind a moment in this life. Let nothing stand in your way, because the hands of time are never on your side. Well, thank you, Nickelback, and thank you, our band, for last week. We did a fantastic version of that song. So do whatever it takes. See, we're talking about 1 month to live. Nickelback just gives you 24 hours, right? So it sort of tidies up a bit, makes the urgency a bit more urgent. Do whatever it takes. Forgive, apologize where you need to. Make amends. Be available to make an investment on this planet. Be available to make an investment in the lives of people around you. And I got to say that since last Sunday, I've seen some of that happening. And I've got emails of fantastic stories that we're going to save up till the last Sunday in this campaign. We have a celebration Sunday and hear about what God's been doing in your life. 1 month to live. What would you do? Some of you have already begun to put into practice. You've made some I'm just so impressed that you've grabbed hold of this and gone for it. Very important things so that you'll live a no regrets life. I was thinking about this, and none of those folk on that elongated clip, and no one's yet sent me this. How about making out a will? Otherwise, the family will fight. When you're gone, they will. Oh, no, but give it to the church. That's what I'm thinking about. Make it out. The Baldover's Church. So that's just a thought for you. Last week I showed you a picture I'd taken of. I went over to Rockingham Cemetery and taken a picture of a gravestone over there with the dates and so on. And I went to Jamaica Blue, and I think I told you this last week. And Loretta there said, Gordon, you must have done a funeral on the Wednesday it was. Not Wednesday, it's gone, the previous one. I said, no, I didn't. I was over there taking photos. She said, what on earth for? And I said, well, I'm not telling you. Well, after the service here last Sunday, and I was in there on the Monday, I said, hi, Loretta, I talked about you in church on Sunday. She said, what did you say? And I said, that you saw me there, and now I'm going to tell you what the pictures were. It was of a gravestone. And she said, why'd you do that? And I said, well, it had 1,800 and something there when the person was born and 1,900 and something there when they died. I said, what was in the middle? And she said, the dash. And I said, good, 10 out of 10. Now, let me tell you what the dash is all about. And I preached my sermon right there in Jamaica Blue. You can do things like that. I just want to give you some more gravestones here, which I think are not so grave at all. But someone sent these to me. Here we are. Gustava, rest in peace. A memory from all your sons except Ricardo, who did not pay any money for the gravestone. You think that's funny, don't you? I know that story. I come from a big family where someone didn't put the money in. Here's my dearest wife, Brunhilda. Lord, please welcome her with the same joy I send her to you. Thomas. Rest in peace. Now you're in the Lord's arms. Lord, watch your wallet. And this is my favourite, Pancrazio. Pancrazio, he was a good husband, a wonderful father, but a very bad electrician. Dedicated to Mark Brown and Jeff McGuinness, who are electricians here, folks. Well, someone sent me those, and that's good. Someone sent me another. It's catching your heart here. It's called the Dash Poem. Someone sent me the Dash Poem, because it's the dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend the dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? That's a good poem, isn't it? So keep the tombstones and poems coming. I think they're really, really good. And so we talked last week about Jesus' model, about living passionately, loving completely, learning humbly, and leaving boldly. And we're going to focus this morning on the first one of those, living passionately. Mark 13:20 in the Message, 12:30. Sorry, Mark 12:30 in the Message. So love the Lord your God with all your passion and prayer and intelligence and energy. Romans 12:11. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. So we've begun on this, and I think it's a very exciting journey. 30 days, 1 month to live, 30 days to a no regrets life, and we're going to talk about how to live passionately. Nothing significant on the planet ever happens without passion. Nothing significant. The driving force behind all great art is passion. The driving force behind all great music is passion. The driving force behind all great literature is passion. The driving force behind all great architecture is passion. The driving force behind all great drama is passion. Passion, passion, passion. Passion is what makes things great. Passion propels athletes to break records. Passion pushes scientists to discover new cures for diseases. Passion is what life is all about. It's the kind of life that God plans for us to live. And our verse said, love the Lord your God with all your passion. Everybody say, all your passion. Thank you. Let's say it again with passion. All your passion. Wonderful. God created each one of us to be passionate people. We were made with a capacity for passion because God is a passionate God, and we were created in His image. So regardless of your personality, God made you to be a passionate person. So, but I'm an introvert, you say. I'm an extrovert, someone else says. Someone else says the other person. And it doesn't matter about being an introvert or an extrovert. That's not the issue here. That doesn't really matter. God made you to feel things deeply. That's how He made you. So much passion. So much passion. You passionate people. Here we are. Now, one of the reasons we lose passion in our lives is we forget who made us. We forget whose family we belong to. The God who made you is extremely passionate. He made you to be a passionate person in His family. We are part of His family, made in the image of God. Romans 12:11. Listen to this. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Now, if God tells us to keep our spiritual fervor, it would seem that the possibility is that we can lose it. So I'm so passionate. But if God says that, keep it, that means there's a possibility you might just go losing it. And God created us to be passionate people, but the problem is that life often tends to beat the passion right out of us. See? Here's the thing. The bumper sticker is right. Stuff happens. That's the one you've got anyway, isn't it? It's one you've seen. Stuff happens. The problems and the pressures and the stresses of life kind of squeeze the passion right out of our lives. They kind of beat the passion out of us. But God wants us to be passionate people. And we're going to talk about that this morning.